You might have noticed in the last examples that variables come in different flavors. Some of them are words, some of them are numbers, some of them can be ordered, some of them not so much. The level of measurement for a given variable is a way of classifying how a variable is quantified or described. And there are 4 levels of measurement. The lowest level is called the nominal, and nominal basically means that we're just dealing with names, categories. So attributes are only named, and it's the kind of the weakest level. Generally, these are words like blue, green, red, male, female, dog, cat. The next level up is called the ordinal level. This is where you have categories, but now they can be ordered from smallest to largest. After that, at the interval level, and that's where distance is meaningful. Like, this category is 2 levels higher than the previous category, or 2 units higher. And then finally, the highest level is called the ratio, and that's where 0 is meaningful. The absolute 0 is meaningful. So to go through these one more time, a nominal level variable has categories. Again, like colors would be red, purple, blue. Gender would be male, female. These are categories, and they're neither ranked nor quantified. Next level up is called the ordinal level. And this is where you have like first, second, third. So first year college student, sophomore, junior, senior. These are ordinal level variables. Again, ordinal level variables are categories that can be ranked but not quantified. Now, the ones you can quantify start with interval level. And these variables have numerical values that can be quantified. So addition and subtraction are meaningful, but not necessarily multiplication or division. One classic example of interval level is temperature. You can always talk about the temperature being 10 degrees hotter than like yesterday, or 12 degrees hotter than last week. You can talk about adding and subtracting. You can't really say that it's twice as hot today as yesterday. Doubling isn't really as meaningful. So we can add or subtract, we can't really multiply or divide. For that matter, the number 0 is not really meaningful with temperature because 0 degrees Fahrenheit is not the same thing as 0 degrees Celsius. The highest level is where multiplication and division are meaningful, and 0 is also meaningful. And that's the ratio level. This is a variable that has an interval level variable with meaningful multiplication and division. So the distance you walk to school, your age in years, those are examples of ratio level variables. At the lowest levels, assumptions tend to be less restrictive, so lower level variables are easier to work with. So sometimes there's benefit in using lower levels of measurement. As you move up, the current level includes all the qualities of the one below, but also adds something new. In general, we like to have a higher level of measurement. Ideally we like to have interval ratio level rather than a lower one. It's also important to know that if you have a higher level variable, you can always lower the level of measurement, depending on the values being collected. Sometimes it makes it easier, or if cost is an issue, lowering the level does make things cheaper. For example, age is typically considered to be a ratio variable, but can also be ordinal and nominal. At the ratio level would be their age in years, like 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 72, 73, 74, and so on. But if we're asking a question, we can turn it into an ordinal variable by classifying what age they are, like infant, toddler, child, adolescent, adult, senior. Or we can break it into age categories. Are you 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, and so forth. Nominal would be something like young, old, where there really isn't a ranking. If you just have two categories, you can't really rank them. That would be an example of nominal. the simplified analyses for us, we're going to keep it down to, we're going to group these into categorical or quantitative. So the nominal ordinal variables are going to be grouped together as categorical, since the data from these tend to be categories. Interval and ratio variables will be grouped together as numerical or quantitative variables, since data from numerical variables are given as numbers or quantities. So why is this important? Knowing the level of measurement helps you decide what statistical analysis is appropriate on the variables that were assigned, on the values that were assigned. For instance, categorical variables will be summarized with proportions and displayed with bar charts or pie charts. Numerical variables will be summarized with means or medians and displayed with histograms or box plots. Alright, now your turn. Determine the correct variable type, nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. So the number of pairs of shoes you own, 0, 1, 2, 3, so forth. Well, these are numbers. 0 is meaningful. You can have twice as many shoes as someone else. This is ratio. The type of car you drive, hatchback, sedan, truck. Well, these are categories. You can't really order them. So this is nominal. A customer satisfaction on a 1 to 10 scale. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10. This one's a little trickier in that you can argue either ordinal or interval. I mean, technically these are categories, and this is ordered, 1, 2, 3 on to 10. The way we typically treat them as statistics, we tend to treat them in the interval range, though. Either one would be acceptable. Temperature in a room, 65 degrees, 70 degrees, and so on. This is interval. Sort of the classic example of an interval variable. Again, 0 degrees isn't really meaningful because Celsius and Fahrenheit have different zeros. And you can't really talk about 70 being twice as much as 35. I mean numerically, yes, but reality doesn't really make sense. Some more examples. The distance from your home to school. In this case, if you say like 0 kilometers, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, and so on, these are distances. This is the ratio level. The distance from your home to school. Now, in this case, suppose you're looking at short, medium, long. Well, this is ordered in categories. Short is less than medium, less than long. So this would be ordinal. And what about the distance from your home to school? Sounds familiar. In this case, whether walkable or not walkable. Well, these are categories. You can't really say one is more than the other. I'd put this at nominal. Right. One last example of this. A survey was conducted to study the smoking habits of UK residents. Below is a data matrix displaying a portion of the data collected in the survey. And have you determined the level of measurement for each variable? So go ahead and try and think about the variables and what kind of level of measurement each one has. Okay. Well, the first one, sex, male, female, that's nominal. Age is collected 42, 44, 53. Those are in years. This is ratio. Marital status, single, married, again, nominal. Gross income is typically ratio level, but in this case, under 2,600, 10,400, 15,600, above 36,400. In the data set, these are collected as categories, ordered categories. So in this case, gross income would be an ordinal variable. Whether or not they smoked, that's nominal. And if they did smoke, the amount they smoke on weekdays, that would be a ratio variable. Now, suppose you are conducting a survey and one question asks for the age of a respondent. How can you collect data so that the level of measurement is nominal, ordinal, or ratio? Well, at the nominal level, you could ask if the respondent is over or under some predetermined age, like are you younger or than 30 or older than 30. For interval measurement, you could ask which age category they belong to, such as 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, and so on. And for racial measurement, you can ask for their age in years.